I'd like to welcome you to another special edition of a Newsmakers program as we're looking at Missouri Southern and the services that continue to be provided for students in the community, and in this case, prospective students. We're looking at admissions and the first year experience and university relations and marketing today. And I'm going to start off by introducing my guests. We have Michael Sanders, Teresa Thompson, and Heather Lesmeister. Thank you very much for being here today.
Thank
and
you.
I guess I'll start off by Michael, referring to you, we're talking about the admissions office. Even though nobody's on campus, your office is still hard at work at this time of year. Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely. You know, admissions is never a dull moment. We never rest from what we're trying to accomplish, which is to help inform students, help educate students with what Missouri Southern has to offer, and hopefully attract them to come to school here. So we are always looking for ways to do that. And so, you know, with the COVID-19, it's requiring, I think, not only Missouri Southern State University, but higher ed in general to kind of rethink how we do things, not only as a department, but as an institution and as an industry in general. We know that it's disrupted, you know, especially the seniors, you know, lives, families' lives, communities' lives, and especially their preparation and their plans to attend college in the fall. So we are looking for ways to remove, you know, a lot of those roadblocks, a lot of those barriers, a lot of the, you know, unknown and the questions that some of these students and families might have or they're thinking of during this pandemic. And so we're trying to be as flexible and as nimble as we possibly can when it comes to helping students obtaining their educational goals. So, for example, all of our admissions counselors have Zoom accounts, and so we are connecting still with students across the country, with high school counselors across the country, and so we are still communicating with them via text, email, phone, Zoom, any which way, shape, or form that we can. We are, you know, looking for ways to help students still be admitted. One of these ways is we are going off of self-reported GPA and test scores at this time. So knowing that a lot of high schools aren't available to send us their transcripts, we are still admitting students contingent upon us still receiving their officials. And so we're doing whatever we can to help mitigate this pandemic. We're also doing Zoom virtual presentations. We have these set up Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock in the morning, as well as 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Students and families can log in and hear from an admissions representative. They can hear from a current student as well as a faculty member. And so those are going well. And we have those available that people can sign up for online. We also have a few offered in the evening as well to accommodate a variety of different schedules. So yeah, that's what we are doing at this point in time, and trying to just help get everybody through this pandemic.
So you're really able to provide, other than the face-to-face come to campus and meet us face-to-face, the same sort of information for the students, the prospective students. They were able to gather that information.
Absolutely. We're trying to get, you know, juniors, you know, information. We're trying to get seniors information. We're trying to help seniors who have been admitted get registered for classes, get enrolled, and get prepared to come to campus in the fall. We anticipate and look forward to welcoming everybody back on campus this August.
Now, Heather, he mentioned the fact that, you know, a lot of communication in your department, university relations and marketing, you're really helping get the word out as far as the reaching out to the community. I know I've heard some, for example, some commercials on the radio about Missouri Southern, letting people know that, hey, we're still here and we're wanting to work with you. So tell me a little bit about what your department has been doing to help with these outreach type efforts for prospective students.
We have done a lot as far as my team has been very nimble in setting up the COVID-19 emergency website, which has been a great resource for faculty, staff, and students. It's been great to see everybody come together and really work to populate that informational piece with the best information, most timely information that we can get out there. We've been doing a lot of virtual engagement as well. So that may be, we just yesterday did our very first Facebook Live event, which had great success. Dr. Penning was able to engage with people on a whole different level. And it's our hope that continuing to do these types of things will bring our campus together virtually and be able to provide whatever information the community, faculty and staff and students, because really at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about the students, and we want them to know we're here to help them through anything that they have going on.
And of course, you mentioned there's so much information to get out. I find that through these series of interviews that I've been doing, there's so many different areas of campus departments that have stories to share, the services they still have to offer. Teresa, I'm going to transition to you because Michael mentioned, the students who have been accepted, getting them enrolled. And of course, you worked with the first year experience, the Southern Welcome Program. There are students out there now who are planning to come in the fall. They need to find out, how do I take my class, get in line for classes? How do I take care of some of those items? So tell us a little bit about that aspect of what your department's doing.
Okay, so traditionally we would have on-campus Southern Welcome. So we do have some planned for June and July, but we want our current and incoming students, the transferring freshmen, to go ahead and get enrolled now. So we have a convenient opportunity for them to complete an online enrollment questionnaire. And once they complete that, it'll go to the appropriate person who will get them enrolled. Then we've also worked with URM in regard to creating a website that is a resources for students. It has videos, it has helpful information to assist them to get everything done, which they can get everything done online with the exception, of course, of the student ID and the parking permit. They can get that in a matter of like 15, 20 minutes once campus is open or when school begins. And so we have worked on that, and we want to provide the students an easy opportunity to just transition into getting enrolled, answer their questions, help them set up payment plans, get their textbooks rented, and just take care of them while we're doing it all online.
So you work with the different departments on campus, financial aid or the bookstore and so forth, to give them the resources that they need to know, what do I have to have in place when I come here in August?
Correct, like financial aid, scholarships, a transfer scholarship for the transfer students, but also our department works with our current freshmen as well to take care of them because the semester's not over. And so we do work with them, and we're getting them, they're enrolling themselves, and so we're promoting that. But we're also looking forward to the fall semester to schedule events and activities, and we're doing course training with our peer mentors. And so we're gearing up to have a really good fall semester.
And that's something that for the people who are watching in general terms, you're talking about this first year experience program where the incoming freshmen have an opportunity. They take a course, short course in survival, basically at Missouri Southern, understanding the college life.
Correct. And what we've done is we've also videotaped a course assistant who gives a welcome to our incoming freshmen. So after they enroll, I follow up with an email, and it talks about the UE 100 class. That way they can be assured that they don't have to know, because we do bombard them with a lot of information. And so we'll take care of them their first year that they're here. And while they're in the UE 100 class, it's just a welcome from a peer mentor who can just kind of ease their mind to let them know we're going to take care of them. We're going to be here if they have any questions or need any help with resources.
Great. Well, I'm sure a lot of questions come up through the process. And Michael, when you're talking about recruiting or getting new students, what are some of the common questions maybe your department's hearing right now from students as they're looking?
Particularly, with the cancellation of the ACT and the SAT, college entrance examination that have been canceled or postponed until June. A lot of students are wondering, am I still okay to come to the, campus in the fall? And to Teresa's point, we're trying to do everything that we can to ensure that the students are aware and still understand that, yes, we can't wait for them to come to campus in August. We anticipate that day. It's always an exciting time when school starts. There's a great hustle and bustle on campus, a great vibe, a great buzz going on. And so, it's just a matter of us ensuring that, yes, these are the steps that you'll still need to take in order to prepare to come to campus, as Teresa talked about. And that's really what it is, ensuring that we shepherd them through the process, get them connected with the appropriate people across campus to ensure all their questions are answered, and that they prepare themselves to come to campus.
Now, I know the Missouri Southern has had a program where you work with tuition for the service areas, or especially, working with the Lion Pride tuition and so forth. Those programs are still in place for incoming students? Oh,
absolutely. Yep. Our Lion Pride is still rocking and rolling, and we're getting quite a few students from throughout the country, Hawaii, America, Samoa. We've had quite a few students who have applied and been admitted, and that was great part of collaboration with our athletic department and whatnot. We actually had a yours to lose advanced medical student who was accepted from North Carolina, and so we're still reaching out as far as we can to help students obtain the education goals that they have here at Missouri Southern.
So when those students from out of state maybe say have questions about housing on campus, then you're able to refer them to housing opportunities and what might exist here at Missouri Southern. Oh,
absolutely. Yep, there's great information on our website. Josh Stoke, who's the director of housing, does a fantastic job, he and his staff, in getting all the information that the students, as well as their parents, have questions about in terms of housing.
Teresa, going back to the students registering, I know you mentioned you work with the ACTS office and getting students enrolled for the classes. You communicate a lot with them. The departments, they know what courses are offered. We hear a lot about the tracks the students need to look at, trying to get their education done by a certain time period. You continue to work with them as far as, this is what the recommendation is to that goal of graduating in 4 years.
Correct. And we do push the 15 to finish. And pretty much everything that we do in the enrollment process. But we do look at the student as an individual, and we look at their course load, but also their workload. And so we definitely want to take each individual student on a case-by-case basis and work with them and their needs. I want to go back to what Michael said. We also do, we have a housing video that is on that resources for students page, but we also have a virtual tour of campus on that website as well. And we also have a where can a student park, so that's very important. So we do have a lot of information for the students. So it would be like if they were on campus, but it's just online at their convenience in their home, that they can review that information. But I do work closely, going back to your question, with the ACTS department, as well as with Michael and his team and the different departments in providing information. And it's amazing how the information is just constantly changing, and so we're working well together, and it's exciting to see and to get to know each other. I think I communicate more now through Zoom and Teamworks than I did before in my office. I just stayed in my own little silo and didn't get out, and now I'm interacting with a lot more people, and it is fun and exciting to do that, and to share that excitement with our incoming students. So we are enrolling not only our current students we take care of, and they're reaching out to them, but also with our incoming students, we're working with the transfer and the freshman students.
Now, Heather, your department, University Relations and Marketing, you've always had a strong social media presence. You mentioned Facebook and so forth. Has this given your department maybe an opportunity to say, let's try new ways of doing things that we haven't thought about before?
Absolutely. I think it's been a great way for us to think outside the box. And some of the things that we're seeing engagement-wise, I'm hopeful that will continue on down the road. So you always can find positives out of what some people might deem as negatives, but it's just, that's the way our students are going nowadays. We're becoming more of a virtual world anyway. So anything we can do to continue to connect those students to our campus is very important. We've used this opportunity to really celebrate what Missouri Southern is, what our culture is. I mean, it's amazing how both faculty, staff, and students care about each other. We're a family. So whenever that family is apart, you have to find ways to pull us back together. So just the outpouring of support and sharing and comfort, and, you know, these faculty and staff are working overtime to make sure that the needs of these students and their families are met. So it's just been really good to be able to share those stories out a lot more, and just see just the collaboration of ideas that have come through, just like the virtual concert the music department put on. I mean, that was something that just speaks to everybody's intentions and their thoughts right now. And that's one of, you know, Lions, we're in this together. And we're really seeing a lot of that right now.
For someone who's watching in the community, what are some examples of where they, I know we've mentioned the website, you mentioned Facebook, ways they can see Missouri Southern information for the different types of media that you're using?
I think those are the two best places. All of our social media platforms, you can see us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. But the website really is a great source of information. We try to populate that the best that we can for any of that. But you can always reach out by phone too. Give us a call, send us an email. Any way that you feel comfortable in getting a hold of us, we're here for you. So we've really tried to break those barriers down and be able to be there for the students whenever they need anything.
And of course, students have the phone in the palm of their hands all the time. You have an app that ties into Missouri Southern for them to be able to find out information as well.
Absolutely. There is an app that gives directory information. It has a map on it. There's lots of good information out there.
Well, Michael, as you're continuing to work with your staff, and some people watching may be wondering, well, what is the timetable for admissions? I mean, people are still, you have kind of an open timetable. Classes don't start till August, so you welcome inquiries up till then, right?
Oh, absolutely. We have what we call rolling admissions. And so in theory, somebody could apply July 31st and still step foot on campus for the first week of class, though we don't necessarily suggest that we wait that long. But students sometimes change their mind at the last minute and decide to come on into campus. And so you know, absolutely right now, students apply within, 5 to 7 business days. You know, once we receive all of their materials, transcripts, whatnot, they should have an admissions decision. As I mentioned before, for those seniors, you know, if they can't get a copy of their transcript, you know, we are admitting off self-reported GPA contingent upon receiving that information once we're able to do so. Transfer students, you know, we are able to make an admissions decision off of a unofficial copy of their transcript from the colleges or universities that they've attended. And so they can email that to us at admissions@mssu.edu. We can process that. You know, our processing team is doing a fantastic job. It's one that they've always done on campus. And so they've worked hard to transition that to remote, been able to process all of the things remotely. As Heather and Teresa says, you know, everybody across campus has just done a phenomenal job at coming together, collaborating, thinking outside the box, figuring out ways that we can do things differently because of COVID-19.
Heather mentioned making a positive perhaps out of a challenging or negative situation. Do you all feel that perhaps this is going to bring up some techniques that you can look at as for future operations as well? Maybe we can do something that we hadn't thought about. You know, Teresa, you mentioned perhaps some of the online training and so forth, that maybe there are some options we haven't thought about before in working with students.
Correct. I agree.
So we're looking at the possibility and what's going to happen in the future. Any final thoughts, if you were to be able to speak to a student who's watching or their parents and, you know, they're trying to make that decision? I'll start off, I'll just go around the corner. Heather, we'll start off with you. What would you like to say most for somebody who is, you know, considering Missouri Southern, or as you said, new student or transfer? What message would you like to get out to let them know about what's happening?
You have a family here. I mean, this is Missouri Southern. I'm alum. I went off and did something else for quite a few years, but found my way back to Missouri Southern, and it felt like coming home to me. It feels like a family. And if you come here, you definitely will have a family, and you'll have people in your corner guiding you every step of the way. So I would encourage people to come check out what we have to offer. I think we have quality education here and it's close to home. It's close to your support system right now, which is always very important. And we're here to be that extra support system for you.
Great. Michael, your thoughts that you would like to share with prospective students?
I'd echo what Heather said and just add, we're here for you. Do not hesitate to reach out in any way, shape, or form. Even if you just scroll through the directory and you pick a name and kind of, that's the person I'm going to reach out to, somebody will get you connected with the right person. And so don't stay at home and think about, I've got to do, or I need to ask. Don't hesitate to pick up the phone, call us, text us, email us, connect with us on social media. As Heather said, we've got a great quality education here at Missouri Southern. We want to, make sure that we provide the information to students and prospective families and help them make the decision. And hopefully they make that decision to come to Missouri Southern, that we welcome them in the fall, and that they, have a fantastic time while they're here at Southern. And then, that's the goal, is to educate and then graduate and help them become great global citizens out there in the economy. So.
And Teresa, you mentioned earlier working with the new students that perhaps, mom and dad are a little bit nervous, child going away to school for the first time, but you mentioned that once again, kind of that family theme and the support that's available at Missouri Southern. So what would you like to say to prospective students?
I'd like to say, don't put your future on pause. Go ahead and enroll, check us out, ask questions, reach out. Let us take care of you and welcome you. We're waiting for you. And so you can, like Heather said, and Michael, you can find a home here, and we're here to help you and embrace you, but also to take care of our families, because this is a major transition for them as well. And so we welcome their questions. Nothing is irrelevant. I love random questions. And if you're thinking it, somebody else has already asked it. So please reach out. Let us know what questions you have. How can we help you? But go ahead and let's take care of business. Let's plan your future and assist you in that plan. And we have a support system in place. We're ready to engage you and help you to get acclimated and adjust to university life and to meet other incoming freshmen and transfer students.
Great. Well, I'd like to thank the three of you for visiting today and sharing some information. And I think this is another example of how Missouri Southern services are continuing, trying to look to the future, especially as we talk today for the future students and working with our community. So thank you very much for joining us today. And I thank the viewers for joining us as well. We'll see you next time.